Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Carrie by Brian De Palma, starring Spacek. Brian De Palma is one of the greats. I've watched Scarface, Untouchables, Mission Impossible, and Carlito's Way. All of them were great films, especially Scarface. I think I heard about Carrie 8 or 10 years ago when I came across Quentin Tarantino's favorite films list. I think he placed it at number 8. I soon forgot about it though, till recently when I started getting recommendations for it on the channel. When it came second place on 2 separate Patreon polls, I just knew I had to watch it. I know the film stars Spacek, although I don't think I've seen her in any film before. I'm also aware from the comments that it's based on a Stephen King novel, so the expectations of character development are pretty high. The comment section also told me that I should expect a small role from the then up-and-coming John Travolta. All I know about the plot of this film is what I saw on the poster, which is a high school girl with superpowers. That's it. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full reactions, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You will need your own copy of the film to watch along, of course. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more content like this, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Carrie, De Palma, King, Spacek, Travolta, let's go. That's Carrie. Oh, she's getting bullied. Okay, I already have a sense of the plot. It's a really good intro for the character. There's nudity? Huh. I hope De Palma included these scenes because of narrative reasons and not just to show nudity. We'll find that out soon enough because it is a book based on Stephen King, of course. If she's in high school, I wonder why we're spending time sexualizing her. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it, but I want to know the point of it. She's having a period in the middle of shower. Oh, it must be embarrassing because she's probably surrounded by all these other students. Oh wow, okay. I don't think she had one before this. Probably her first one. She's having a panic attack. She's getting humiliated by the other students. Oh man. They're throwing tampons at her as if this doesn't happen to them on a monthly basis. Yeah, you feel bad for her. And I think we got a manifestation of her powers.
Her first period.
Hard to believe. In this day and age, a girl in high school wouldn't know something.
Knowing that mother of hers.
You said in Cassie right.
It's Carrie White.
Come in, Cassie.
He's probably barely listening or aware of what's happening, the principal.
Go home. Take care of yourself, Cassie.
Called her Cassie again.
It's Carrie.
She has telekinesis.
Sorry about this incident, Cassie.
It's Carrie! Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie!
I don't think she did that on purpose. I don't think she has any control over her powers so far.
Oh, Mrs. White.
I was just about to say their clothes and makeup looks very 70s. Then I realized this movie came out in the 70s, so it's very time appropriate.
Girl, these are godless times, Mrs. Shaneel. I'll drink to that. We'll all read these.
Excuse me. Please sit down, Mrs. White.
I pray you find Jesus.
She might be one of those religious nuts. Oh, it's Carrie's mother. Brian De Palma really loves his scores and music.
Thank you. I know you're listening. Come on downstairs.
Her mother just got informed of the events that happened in school.
You're a woman now.
Why didn't you tell me, Mama?
What?
And God made Eve from the rib of Adam.
Mama, I was so scared. I thought I was done. And the girls, they all laughed at me and threw things at me.
And Eve
Mama.
was weak.
Eve was weak.
This is a fantastic scene. Starting from the lighting, the camera work, camera framing, the performances.
Curse! This is like...
crazy. And from the book, it looks like she has been locked here before. De Palma is such a great director. You can see how he frames his shots and they all have meaning. This is sadomasochism. She fears her mom while loves her at the same time. Oh right, she has telekinesis. I forgot for a second. And her anger is triggering it.
You people who peer into the back seats of our cars.
I just noticed the person in front of Carrie far removed from her, and she's pretty much alone at the back of the class. I've seen the teacher before, the actor. I don't know where exactly, but I've definitely seen him before. Great framing.
I said, aw shucks.
I wonder what type of lens they were using in the previous shot to keep both the foreground and the background in focus. Carrie White eats crap.
Did any of you ever stop to think that Carrie White has feelings? Do any of you ever stop to think?
They probably don't. They're high school kids.
What about you, Sue? Who's taking you?
Sue seems a little remorseful compared to Chris or the other girls.
I don't think any of you have any idea of just how nasty what you did really was. Punishment for skipping detention is 3 days suspension and refusal of your prom tickets.
I can't put a finger on the music style so far. It's been so varied. It'll take some time for me to settle on it, I guess. Cosmic consciousness. What a pseudoscience. Again, I think they're using a special frame where they can keep both the foreground and the background in focus.
Stick 'em up your...
Whoa.
You're out of the prom, Hargensen.
Well, I guess she got what she deserved. I wonder if teachers got into trouble for that kind of stuff in the 70s. Because they would get reprimanded real fast if that stuff happened today.
Telekinesis. Thought to be the ability to move objects by force of the mind.
She's trying to figure out what's happening to her.
What's that?
I have to admit, all of the students seem older than 16 or 17 or high school kid age.
I want you to take Carrie White to the prom.
That's actually so nice of Sue. It's Travolta! Look at him with his 70s hair.
Oh shit.
Watch it, you stupid shit!
I'm hurrying away from you, you know that? No, you're not. Pain right in the ass.
I wonder whether this was released before or after Saturday Night Fever. What is she doing? Coming on to him, teasing him for a bit, and then saying no, and then coming on to him again. There's a parallel here. Sue's asking her boyfriend to help Carrie, whereas Chris will ask hers to harm her somehow.
I hate Carrie White.
Who? If you don't have a date for the prom next Friday, would you like to go with me?
She's so surprised.
Now that's a pretty girl. Look at your hair. It's beautiful hair. You could just put it up a little, maybe add a little.
Giving her some self-confidence.
Well, what do you want to know?
Why Tommy asked her to the prom?
Even the gym teachers are realists.
I thought it would be a good thing for Carrie.
Well, she already said no anyway.
Yeah, well, with a little effort, you can change that.
Don't you think you're just gonna look a little ridiculous when you walk in the prom with Carrie White?
We don't care how we look.
Sue's such a good character. Again, the framing of the shot of him entering the house was really well done.
About the prom again.
I told you.
Well, I know, but there's nothing to say I can't change your mind.
I said I can't.
He's putting a lot of pressure on her.
Okay, I'll go.
He also seems like a generally good-hearted person.
You know what? You just fuck up and you shut up.
Why are they killing pigs though? Whoa.
I've been invited to the prom.
Prom.
Yeah, the senior
thunder
prom,
noise.
you know. Yeah, I want to be normal. I want to start to try and be a whole person before it's too late for me to... He's a nice boy, Mom. You like him. You really like him, Mama.
Listen, I know where they take
What a fantastic scene.
Well, you're not going.
Talk to me!
Damn. That was unintentional too.
If I concentrate hard enough, I can move things. I'm going. You can't stop me. And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Wow. As much as I hate to admit it, I absolutely love the scenes with Carrie and her mother. But it brings me so much anger to see somebody so ignorant. Great filmmaking.
Just hurry up.
Oh, they collected all the pig's blood.
He's taking Carrie White to the prom.
The girl on the left looks so much older. Probably looks near my age.
Can't you give me a hint? I won't tell anybody, I promise. I won't say a word, I promise I'm your best friend. Come on. Okay.
Big fan of the music here. And a very unique synthesized sound. I like it. All while we're being shown how Carrie is getting more self-confident.
Come on, does this look nice?
I can see your dirty pillows.
They're called breasts.
Take off that dress. We'll burn it together and pray for forgiveness.
You can stay here with me. I don't want to stay with you, Mama. Sit down and be quiet.
He's here.
Look, I'll tell him that you changed your mind.
Whoa.
Besides, I'd look awfully stupid dancing by myself, wouldn't I? Now, come on.
The first time I think I'm seeing a genuine smile on her face. And I love how the music and the zoom just kicked in. Great work by Brian De Palma. This movie is already a cut above many other Stephen King adaptations I've seen recently. And I don't believe the budget is huge as well.
I'm so nervous. It's okay.
What time is it?
8 o'clock.
I hope Sue's not planning anything bad. Because all we've seen of her is positive things.
I had a date with the captain of the basketball team. You'll never forget it.
She sounds so sincere here.
I don't think I will.
As if she's almost coming out from her shell.
Have a lovely time, okay?
Are you ready to dance? That's right.
That's so sweet of
See,
him.
you got it. That's good.
I don't think he has any bad intentions at all. Must be one of the best experiences of her life. This prom so far. She's excited and nervous, but she's still experiencing everything.
And we're together. And I like it.
They're moving in one direction and the camera is rotating in another direction. I don't think I've seen a shot like this being held for this long before. It's almost a minute or a minute and a half. Very impressive. Sue is here. Ooh, Carrie White and Tommy got nominated.
We're on here.
I know. Well, let's vote for ourselves.
Tommy is a good actor, but Carrie is head and shoulders better than him.
Thought you said they were gonna win.
Carrie and Tommy are going to win.
Come back here. So start kicking.
Very interesting way to build up tension.
I give you Tommy Ross and Carrie White.
Keeping the bucket of blood in frame the entire time. The music, the sheer happiness in her face. The audience knows it's going to go wrong at some point. Sue is actually happy for Carrie. I was wrong. For a second there I thought she might have some other plans, but no. The color of blood in this film is very accurate. Oh man. The choice to include no music in this scene is insane.
Oh, sorry.
She's hearing her mother's voice. She's imagining everybody laughing at her, whereas only one or two of them are. Oh man, I'm scared for everybody now. Wow! I've never seen this before. I don't know what to concentrate on. The filmmaking or the actual story, because both are insanely captivating. The split screen filmmaking is so unique. Usually directors use it to show different things, but Brian De Palma is literally showing the same thing from different angles. And she trapped everyone. Are they dead? Oh. She was good. The principal wasn't, but he didn't deserve to die. This movie just took a huge turn. It's making me question whether that fanatic mother was actually right about her being a witch or the devil or something. She just burnt everyone inside the gym alive. They're trying to run over her. Oh man. So they're dead, and she's still in a trance. Every time we get an entry shot to the house, it's from a distant angle, showing how the house itself is probably isolated from everybody else. Oh man, she was over there. I didn't even notice her. That kind of scared me. Interesting choice. The film starts with her taking a shower, and the film is closing in a similar way.
Mom? Mom? Please hold me.
Her character
I should have killed myself when he put it in me.
is irredeemable by now.
The stink of the filthy roadhouse whiskey on his breath. And I liked it. I liked it.
So she was raped?
For the last time.
She's a sick woman. And she just said, we'll pray for the last time. Oh man! She just made a cross with the knife. And she has a smile on her face. Like a crazy person smile. The music and the camera work here is excellent too. Oh! With her mother gone and literally everybody in her grade gone, and the principal and teachers, what's going to happen to Carrie now? Oh! And she looks like she's strung on a cross. That's symbolic for sure. The whole house is imploding. And she's obviously causing that. Isn't she? Wow. She's going to kill herself. Great practical effects here. Probably a bit of special effects as well. Very, very well done. How the house is just imploding on itself while being on fire. Exactly like how her mother died. That was unbelievable. The only probable survivor is Sue, who's having nightmares now. Sue, whoever the actress is, has the most beautiful blue eyes. Carol White burns in hell. What? Oh. That scared me, guys. It was a nightmare. What a way to end the film. The only proper jump scare in the last minute of the film. Wow. That was a fantastic film. Okay, so I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was an amazing Stephen King adaptation. It's basically the story about a young girl who's in desperate need of love and acceptance by her peers. I think it's one of the better Stephen King adaptations I've seen so far. And it's because of Brian De Palma's amazing control over his craft. The lighting, the framing, music, and acting were sublime. It was a 100-minute film, and not for a second I was taken out of the movie. It's completely engrossing and captivating throughout. There were several themes tackled in the movie, including religion and sin, revenge, femininity, guilt, and the supernatural. De Palma weaved all these themes effortlessly, and it really created a compelling narrative for the viewer. Let's start with the directing and writing by De Palma and King. The story starts off by Carrie getting humiliated by the rest of the girls in her class for having her first period. In 1976, it was something that was openly talked about, I guess, but not at Carrie's house. Carrie's mother, a religious fanatic, makes Carrie feel guilty about it and punishes her by locking her in a closet to pray for her sins. This was a great intro to the film as we immediately feel sympathy for her character. King and De Palma show that Carrie is alone and nobody is at her corner at all. Even when people are, like Sue and Tommy, De Palma presents it with a healthy dose of skepticism for both the audience and for Carrie. I wouldn't call this a straight up horror film at all. It would take away from the film's message and intent. There's more to it than the plot, and I'll discuss it further when I talk about specific characters. The cinematography of the film was top notch, especially how De Palma framed the shots of his actors. Every choice seemed deliberate and purposeful. That's something I look forward to seeing in films. Modern directors like Edgar Wright, Tarantino, and David Fincher do this incredibly well, and I can see why Tarantino put this film on his list. My favorite scenes in the movie had to be the ones with Carrie and her fanatical mother. The camera work on their faces and the lenses and the zoom used to convey emotions was perfect. The split screen scene in the gym was also fantastic to watch. Like I mentioned before, I've seen this style previously, but I most definitely haven't seen it used in this specific way. This is how good camera work is meant to be, done like with emotion and love and innovation. Even more impressive is what De Palma achieved with this tiny budget. He made a small movie feel big, which is very hard to do as a director. The editing in the film was also good. The cuts were slow and deliberate. When things were calm and the characters were just talking, the cuts get increasingly rougher as Carrie's mental state deteriorates. There were a lot of thought and discussion in the editing room, I bet. The end result was absolutely worth it. The music in the film was not unique, but it was used correctly. Dark synth notes were played when Carrie manifested her powers, and I think there was some inspiration taken from Psycho due to the distinctive noise in the opening scene in the shower. Upbeat music was also used when Carrie was either smiling or enjoying herself, like the first half of Prom. The score is definitely worth praising. I don't know who made it, but I'll be looking that up soon. The practical effects and the set design were also good in this film. Carrie's house was run down and for sale. The internals definitely reflected that. The set design in the gym was also wonderful, with bright lights and colors representing a happy atmosphere for the students. As Carrie burns down the gym, the fire and the deterioration of the gym was very well done too, and so was the house imploding scene at the end. I wonder if they used a miniature house or they did it with a real one. I can't figure it out, and it goes to show how well the sets and props were made. Sissy Spacek played Carrie White. She was amazing in her performance as the depressed, isolated, and abused girl with telekinetic abilities. Her transformation from innocent to violent was on full display, and I have to give credit to King for writing such a compelling character. She was very relatable throughout the film till she decided to burn everything down. Her special abilities were there, but they weren't the highlight of her character. It could have been achieved just as well with a gun instead of telekinesis. Instead, I think we're meant to focus on why she was put in a situation like this in the first place. Speaking of that, Piper Laurie played Margaret White, the crazy, fanatical mother of Carrie. She was on a world of her own and barely listened to what her daughter had to say. A clearly disturbed woman whose isolation and depression probably led her to this fanaticism. Although I really hated her character, as King intended, I'm sure, I have to say Piper Laurie did an amazing job with her character. So badly indoctrinated that she can't see past her own arms. I don't know whether she deserve to die. As a matter of fact, I don't think any of them deserve to die, but that's exactly what happens. Amy Irving and William Catt played Sue and Tommy, two of the genuinely good characters apart from the gym teacher. Irving's performance was considerably better than Ross's, but both of them were integral to the story. I felt bad at Tommy's death, and Sue, being the only survivor, was probably traumatized for life. Nancy Allen and John Travolta played Chris and Billy, who I'd consider the secondary antagonists of the film. They were very good in their roles too. I wouldn't consider them primary antagonists because, firstly, they're high school kids who are idiots, and secondly, they didn't abuse Carrie for her whole life. It was her mother who's ultimately responsible. It didn't take much for me to dislike their characters, as Tommy was physically abusive while Chris was verbally abusive. Again, I don't think they deserve to die though. I don't have too much negatives to say about this film, except the unnecessary nudity at the beginning of the film. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for nudity in movies as long as it serves a narrative purpose. I just don't understand what De Palma was trying to achieve, sexualizing underage girls within the first 5 minutes. But apart from that, it was a sensational film. If not for the nudity, I would happily recommend it for people under 18 too. Although it probably bills itself as a horror film, I consider it as a character study of a mentally deteriorating girl with horror and supernatural elements. I'll definitely be watching this soon. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.